Hello and welcome back everyone to another AstroloTea party, to my little circle. No matter where you're coming from, whether it's the ether or the underworld perhaps, welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here. Today is a last quarter moon in Scorpio, which is very juicy. That's my personal lunar return, which I'm really excited about. And I don't think it's by the exact degree, but it's definitely, as soon as the moon sort of enters that energy of Scorpio, I have this just zing feeling, and it's can either be very intensely like high or intensely low, or just something sort of transformative. And that is Scorpio energy, is transformation. And since it's the last quarter moon, it's sort of like we're shedding this light. We're shedding some layers here to sort of get to the bottom of the shadow, really. So perhaps you've been doing shadow work, and even if you've been doing more of light work, working with what you know energetically, that is still peeling back the layers. There's this sense of shedding, like a snake skin is what it feels like to me. And our last quarter moon in Scorpio is opposing almost, I think, exactly 180 degrees today, Mars in Taurus, which is an interesting one. Mars in Taurus is very much the protector energy. It's this sense of, don't mess with my loved ones or I will ruin you, or don't mess with my stuff, I will ruin you. It can be very possessive. And Scorpio is also very possessive. But with the moon here, there's this sense of emotional possession, getting really attached to your emotions and sort of letting them have their way with you rather than using them as fuel for your endeavors. So this could be a challenge that comes up, but I want to remind you that the celestial bodies are here to empower you. They're here to give you opportunities. And so the opportunity with this moon and Mars link is to reflect deeply, deeply, deeply on your divine feminine and divine masculine polarities. See where they could maybe get a little more blurry with the lines, a little more in harmony rather than, structurally opposed. Because this is an opposition, but it is a very powerful one for reflection between that softer side of you, or the emotional, intuitive side of you, and the more like, okay, let's get stuff done. Let's do external work. I need to show proof of whatever it is, the work you've been working on. And so try and see if you can harmonize that sense of, I'm expressing my feelings in the tangible realm. I'm allowing my emotions to be expressed by setting up a sacred structure for myself, a sacred space, especially with Taurus energy here. Mars in Taurus is about this sort of like, I'm imagining like who's the character, the Looney Tunes character that would like tornado through the room and then leave chaos behind? But in this case, for me, it's more of like, it seems chaotic and crazy, and then it leaves behind this very like stable, peaceful organization of sorts. And I don't know why that's in my head, and I don't know why I can't remember the name of that character, but feel free to comment below if you know, because I'm sure a lot of you do. But yeah, there's this very chaotic sense of like creating structure out of chaos, but also finding the wisdom in this strange relationship between our emotions and our physical manifestation. So see if you can explore that with lots of love and tenderness for your soul, without getting too attached to the emotions that might come up, letting them be more triggers for you, without misfiring. This is something that one of my teachers spoke about recently in a class that I'm in, is triggers can be misfired. We can get a little too attached to them and go a little crazy and act when we don't need to, when really they can become moments of reflection. And when we reflect, we sort of create this sturdy barrel, if you will, bear with me in this metaphor, where we have a surefire hit in what we want to do. We become more focused on our target. So surprisingly intense energy for a last quarter moon. I know you might not have been expecting it, but you're here, so cheers. And to coincide with all of that, we have what I call a Big Daddy Issues healing stellium. A stellium is 3 or more celestial bodies nestled together within 5 degrees of each other in one sign or one house of the chart, right? Today we have our Sun, Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter. That's 4 celestial bodies coming together in Aquarius. Huge Big Daddy Issues healing. Absolutely massive. So much so that on my personal channel, I might have to make another daddy issues healing video because it's going to be so prevalent this week and sort of the rest of the month, because we have this divine feminine force coming into this very divine masculine humanitarian energy. And we're learning what it really means to be humanitarian. To be humanitarian does not mean to, just fight against evil and kill those who oppose you type thing. It's about seeing social reform, seeing social change, and allowing that change to take place in a container that is created for that sacred transformation, recognizing that change is possible for everyone, no matter how bad they may seem. And so there's this sense of, rather than this domineering father, this very Old Testament kind of God, Saturn energy, we have more of this tender-hearted father, this allowance of the father to learn from the daughter, perhaps, and that's coming up in the next few weeks, the father to learn from the mother, and vice versa, becoming a little more tender with himself, crying rather than seeing violence. This has been popping up in a lot of synchronicities for me, and I think that it's really coming to its full, closure, beautiful, rising to the surface of the ocean, if you will. We're all asked to consider right now during this Aquarius season, what is the water that you bear? What is the water of your soul? What is the water of your being? What is the water that you are bearing, that you are sharing with all others? Perhaps it's tea. So I thank you so very much for being born, for being here, for being present. Breathe deep today and be super duper tender with yourself. I know tomorrow I'm actually planning on doing a day of silence, partially for my friend who passed away a few years ago, but partially also because there's just this energy in the air of surrender, stillness, and it's going to be very huge for this Big Daddy healing energy. So have a good one, my love.